Okay, we're going to kind of look at double bar graphs. It's called a double bar graph because there's two different bars for each um, independent variable. So in this case, we're talking about schools, and then they're going to distinguish between the number of boys and the number of girls at each school. And then they just have some questions about it. So we need to be able to read the bar graphs of all sorts, and this is a double bar graph. So on the left side here tells how many students, and then these are the different schools, the different high schools. So for instance, the first question says estimate the number of girls at Adams. So we would have to come over to Adams, and then we would look at the stripy one, kind of go across and see that it's about 450. And then I'm going to show down here how they explain it because I like the different colors that they use. So it says which schools have more boys than girls. So we just want to look for the blue bars that are higher than the one next to it. So notice that they wrote in blue that this has more boys than girls. That's because the blue bar is higher on Hale and Treevale high schools. So on our answers, we would put Hale and Treevale. And then the last question says which school has the most students total. So we would have to add up the boys and girls in both, or we can just look at the pictures and we can see that the highest one is the boys from Hale, and it looks like the girls is higher too. Like if we were to add those two together, this would be the most students. Now I don't want to have to go across and say, oh, we have 500 plus about 475 and add them together. We could do that, but it's pretty obvious. Like this doesn't have as many. This is going to be lower and this is lower. So you could just pick Hale for the last one. So we are going to show some of these by examples. So it says True Fun Entertainment sells 4 types of products: DVDs, radios, video games, and CDs. The numbers sold for 2018 and 2019 are shown in the double bar graph below. Use the graph to answer the questions. So it looks like across the x-axis, we have the different products that they sell: DVDs, radios, video games, CDs. And then the red is for the year 2018, and the stripe green is 2019. And then this is how many is sold. So we want to estimate the number of CDs sold in 2018. So we want to look at the red one for 2018, and we come across it's more than 400, less than 600, halfway between would be 500, but it's not quite halfway. It's about halfway between 400 and 500. So I'm going to just put 450 and then go on to the next question. Which products sold more in 2019 than in 2018? So this is the one where I'm going to like look for the higher stripy ones. We want more there. So this one's higher here, so CDs, and then radios. So we're going to put down radios and CDs. And estimate the total number of video games sold in 2 years. So we look at video games, and we have, well, I can see this one's 200. This is about 250, because remember halfway would be 300, and it's right between 200, 300, so 250. So if I add those together, I get 450, and that's what I'm going to put down for my answer. Okay, so then we'll go on to the next one. And it looks like we're going to talk about 3 libraries. There's 3 libraries in Tomsville. Each library has fiction and nonfiction books available. So just so you know, fiction means it's not true. Nonfiction means it is a true story. I always wish it were the other way around, because that non word makes it feel like not. But it's this not fiction just means not untrue, which means it is true. The double bar graph below shows how many of each are at each library. Use this graph to answer the questions. So our 3 libraries are Downtown, Hillside, and Valley. Estimate the number of non-fiction books at Valley. So I have to come to Valley, and then nonfiction is a stripy one. So this one's kind of tricky. We're between 900 and 1200. So we have 1,000 and 1,100 between there, and I think it's about 1,100. I think it's about 2/3 of the way up. Which libraries have more fiction books than nonfiction books? So I'm looking for a higher blue line because that would be more, and that's just Hillside. And which library has the most books total? And I'm going to go with Hillside because it has the highest bars for both of them. That's the end of the lesson. Thank you.